Alrighty guys, so I wanted to make this video so that I could explain things, because I know that sometimes this might get a little sketchy, especially talking to Dr. Brezimer here. He can sometimes use language a little bit difficult to follow, so I'm going to give you this video to kind of run things over real quick for you. So the first thing you want to do is, well, of course, turn in your final draft. This guy right, oop, shoot, that's not what I meant. Nope. This guy right here. So make sure if you haven't done so already, you turn in the the final draft of your writing project 2. But anyways, after you do that, first thing you want to do is click on Writing Project 3 Guidelines and Expectations. This is the same guideline document that I go over with all the different writing projects. So go ahead and check that out. And I'll pull that up here. Now, I'm going to kind of blaze through this because it's actually relatively simple. We've kind of been talking about it for the whole semester, so to break it down the entire way, I just be repeating myself again. But really what we're looking at here is just like all the other ones, you're going to have an essay. It's a 4 to 5 page essay. And the proposal essay is a little bit different, but only in the fact that you're actually just proposing some sort of solution. So what is it that you're proposing to help solve your problem? So the entire semester you've been writing about a particular social issue, right? So now you need to start thinking about what is the solution to that issue, and then you write a 4 to 5 page proposal basically saying this proposal is going to solve the issue. First of all, here's the problem, here's my solution, and here's why my solution is going to work. And those will be the 3 sections in your body, in the body part of your essay. So of course this kind of breaks down how to do it. First and foremost, identify the problem, formulate a clear and feasible solution, and then explain the benefits. These are basically going to be the 3 sections of the 3 body sections of your essay. And then we'll go over this later, but what I really want to try and harp on this week, and you'll see this kind of written in the rest of the curriculum for this week, for this online class, is Writing Project 3 is a multimodal proposal argument. And what that means is it has multiple modes. Multimodal is really just the words multiple and modes. And what modes are modes of communication. So one mode of communication is me making this video. That is a mode of communication. That is how my communication travels from me to you. A presentation, like if I stand in front of the classroom, that is a mode of communication. Another mode would be something like social media. That's a mode of communication. A website is a mode of communication. A video, a speech, a play, anything, even a written document is a mode of communication. That's kind of where the multimodal part comes in, because in one hand you're going to have a 4 to 5 page essay. That's one mode of communication. And then you have to choose a second mode of communication that will make this a multimodal, multiple modes of communication. So you have an essay, and then you choose something else. So let's see if there's anything else that I need to cover. 5 credible sources. Everything else is pretty well the same, so I'm going to go ahead, same as all of our other writing projects for the rest of the semester. So I'm just going to, oops, that's course information. I'm just going to go over what to do this week. So I'm sure you've already done this, but we're going to click on week 9. I'm not sure that you'd be able to watch this video without actually getting to week 9. And this is what Dr. Brezimer is talking about here. He explains what is a mode of communication, and then what is multimodality. And again, mode is just, what is a mode of communication? You have videos, you have Facebook, you have presentations, you have sign language. I mean, everything is a mode of communication. And then multimodality, that's using multiple modes. So one example of another mode of communication. The only thing is, before I get into this, you have to realize that your multiple modes, you have your essay, but your other mode of communication has to be something that's internet based, so that you can present your solution to the world. And we'll kind of talk about that later. Don't freak out, because you don't actually have to attach your name to any of this stuff. The only thing you can make up a fake name. The only thing I need from you is proof that you actually did it. So just your login credentials if it's a website or something like that. So one mode would be like Twitter. And so you could check out this Twitter page and how to create a Twitter page, or if you prefer Facebook, you create a Facebook for your solution. And that's the thing, is this Twitter page would be for your solution, not for you. So if you're trying to end gun problems, you would create a Twitter page based all in this solution, whatever you want to call it. Facebook, same thing. You could also create a website. There's other things out there. I use Wix.com, but if you want to, you can use things like GoDaddy, Foursquare, different things like that. What else? So here's a video on how to do that. Now the thing is, you don't have to watch all of these videos or check out all of these links. Find one that you think is going to work well with your solution, and then use that. So for instance, if your paper, let's say you're writing your paper about how, or for example, Haley's, where she's using social media, and she's talking about how there's problems with Facebook, shaming on Facebook. It may not be a good idea to use Facebook to talk about your solution. So let's say, for instance, in the past, I've had people say that people spend too much time on Facebook. Well, if your solution is to limit people's time on Facebook, that's your solution to that social issue, then you probably don't want to use a Facebook page to say, hey, stop using Facebook. That doesn't really make much sense. So that's what you got to consider. You only need one, so you only need a website, or you can do a Twitter page or a Facebook page, but make sure it goes along with what your solution is. There's a change.org petition. That's like if you're trying to get something changed. That would be like if you're trying to legalize marijuana. Maybe your problem is that too many people go to jail each year for using marijuana, and you don't think that's right, so you want to change the law in your state. You might get a change.org petition and then send that to your state legislator, and try and get that changed. Here's a video on that, and then GoFundMe page. If there's like, if say your problem is that there's not enough research, for instance, Amanda's was, there's not enough research out there for the USADA to ban certain medications or certain drugs in athletic competitions. Well, if she's going to say that there needs to be more research, well, that funding for that research has got to come from somewhere. So you might create a GoFundMe page that would fund research. That's one option, of course. You could, with that though, you could use a change.org petition, you could use Facebook, anything. But that's just one example where a GoFundMe page might be appropriate. So, on to the assignments. I want you to just explain to me what online mode of communication you're going to use. So you're going to use your essay, of course, but aside from the essay, what online, so what internet-based mode of communication are you going to use? You're going to use Facebook, you're going to use Wix, you're going to use Twitter, you're going to use anything, Instagram, like what is it that you're going to use? Why? And then first of all, explain your solution. What is your solution? My solution is to limit time spent on Facebook. Explain which mode of online communication you plan to use. I'm going to use a Twitter account to say that people should stop using Facebook. Explain why you think this mode of communication will be effective. Explain why you're using a Twitter over a Facebook, and explain your reference there. Because really what I want to know there with number 3 is, why are you using, say, a Twitter page instead of a website? Or why are you using Facebook instead of change.org? Why are you using change.org instead of a GoFundMe page? Or whatever you're going to use. The other thing, make sure you submit a draft of your thesis. You make sure you use the SOAR acronym, and you can use, the purpose of this essay is to, that phrase, you can use that if you want to, but you don't have to. And then read the assignment, chapters 1 and 7 in the textbook, and then, of course, do the 500 words or less, answer the question. One of the answers, one of the questions, one of the questions from 1 to 10 on pages 276 to 278. So answer one of those in 100 or 500 words or less. No less than 100, though. Other than that, that's all I got for you this week. So I hope you're having a good Memorial Day, and just make sure you try and get this stuff done before Monday of next week. That would be, today is the 30th, today's Memorial Day. So by Monday the 6th at midnight. And then make sure, of course, the writing project 2, that final draft, that needs to be turned in. I think it's actually due tonight, so try and get that turned in, like I said before, by 6 a.m. tomorrow morning. Other than that, have a good weekend, or have a good week. I'll see you on the 6th, and happy Memorial Day.